Hello, hello, and welcome in. This is again Remnant Arising, and my name is Frankie. How's everyone doing? First of all, I know most of you are probably, like many of us, are trying to prepare to do something for the 4th of July or making big plans around the 4th. But remember, be safe out there. Be safe. I wanted to come in for a moment and give you some prophetic intel. And as a result of me looking at some of the current events, especially with the earthquakes that's been going on around the world and the one that just hit Venezuela, it reminded me of a time when God spoke to me maybe about 8 months ago. It had to be September or October of last year. And here's what he said to me. I just want to say this really quick, and I don't want to be on here too long. But he said to me, he came to me in the night season, in the middle of the night, when this is the time that he normally comes. He said, there are 3 things that I need you to pray for or pray against. He said, you need to pray against earthquakes, you need to pray against tsunamis, and you need to pray against war on American soil. Again, here are the 3 things. He said, you need to pray against earthquakes, pray against tsunamis, and pray against war on American soil. Quite naturally, I woke up. And so he has given us some insight on the plans and schemes of the enemy for this season, especially when we've seen the earthquakes. There's an uptick in earthquakes lately. The enemy would love to come in and crack the foundation of this country. Or just crack the foundation of this West Coast of the country. What I mean by that is all of the things that we have become accustomed to, all of the societal norms that we have become accustomed to will just be wiped away, wiped clean. And then all of a sudden, we will have to become accustomed to new norms, new cultures, and new laws or new way of living even. With the tsunami, tsunamis normally happen when there's a displacement of the sea floor, and then you have all these columns of water just coming ashore. We really need to pray against that because it's not it's not the design of Christ to sabotage your life. So we know that's not the will of God. But the enemy would love to overwhelm us with columns of water and with drownings and just overflood our humanity, overflood us with anxiety, overflood us with doubt and fear. But I don't really, it could be spiritually, but I really get the sense that this is something literally with the earthquakes, with the tsunami. I really get the sense that this is something that the enemy is really trying to pull off in a real natural way. And the last one was, he told me I needed to pray for a prayer against war on American soil. Now, when I woke up from this encounter, I didn't get the sense that that was another civil war. You know, I've heard talks of that. I didn't get that sense. I was sensing that maybe war from an invasion. And now we see what's going on in Russia and Ukraine with the drone warfare. We see even with America and Iran with drone warfare. With the invention of AI, even warfare has taken on a new look. It's taken on a new means. But what was once unbelievable has now become believable. And America could be hit with drone warfare. Is not the manpower or the big ships or the big tanks or sometimes with big bombs coming to town. Now it's just drones, you know, $30,000 drones flying over your head and tearing up the infrastructure of your city or ripping apart the infrastructure of your country, the very foundation of the country being totally destroyed and causing death and famine and disease and all of the families, all of the cultures being displaced. That's what war would do. All we have to do is just look around or look at the television each and every night, and you see some of the direct effects of war and how they look at how the death toll, and look at how the people are suffering. He said, pray against earthquakes, pray against tsunamis, and pray against the war on American soil, because that is the design of the enemy. These are the plans of the enemy for America, and God has given us some prophetic insight. And I've been praying about this all along. And so, like I said earlier, as I had been watching the news, I said, well, maybe this is a good time for me to bring this to the channel, bring this to the community of the intercessors. And I come on this YouTube and maybe TikTok, but I know that I'm exposed to everyone when I come on here and I make these videos, but these videos are not for everyone. These videos are for a particular community, for intercessors, and for prophets and prophetic types, because you know how to get in the trenches and pray and seek the face of the God, seek and pull on his heart for intervention for America. It is our duty as citizens of this country to pray for this country, good, bad, or ugly. I know, I've heard it all, good, bad, or ugly. I don't live in Russia. I don't live in Iran. I don't live in Australia. I don't live in Canada. I don't live in Pakistan or the Netherlands. I live here in America. And because I have been assigned to the intercessor, it's my job and it's your job. If you're a prophet, if you're a prophetic type, if you're an intercessor, it's your job to carry this country in prayer and intercede to try to overturn the plans of the enemy. It is your job. It doesn't matter about the politics of it, because you can't get tied up. You can't allow yourself to become entangled and strangled by the politics in this country, or by the politics of the day, because you have to remember that we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We're not wrestling against the Congress people or the people in the Senate. We're not wrestling with them, or the president even. We're not wrestling with him. We're wrestling against principalities and powers and rulers of darkness and spiritual wickedness in high places. That's who we're wrestling against. And if you keep the main thing, then you can stay on your knees and pray and cover this country. That's all I have for today. I said I didn't want to go down too many rabbit holes. I just wanted to stay there and tell you that these are the three things. This is a prophetic alert. These are the three things that God had me praying for, and I've been praying for months, and now I'm bringing it to the channel so you guys can pray as well. Pray against earthquakes, and pray against tsunamis, and pray against war on American soil. Until the next time, God bless you, and tell somebody Jesus is coming soon. God bless you.